The other day, I flew from Pierre Elliott Trudeau International Airport in Montreal to Billy Bishop Toronto City Airport. By the way, talk about an epic contrast, patriotism-wise, when it comes to those two Canadians who have had airports named after them, eh? Billy Bishop was a fighter pilot who went on to become a decorated war hero in World War I, putting his life on the line numerous times over. Trudeau, meanwhile, declined to fight for Canada in World War II and even allegedly wore a German soldier's helmet as he puttered around Montreal on his motorcycle. Class. Anyway, upon deplaning, I had to see a man about a horse, so I made a beeline to the restroom. After washing my hands, I noticed a silver box with the word complimentary written upon it. Oh, that's interesting, I thought. What sort of stuff is this airport providing me on the house? Breath mints? Mouthwash, maybe? Well, I popped open the lid of the box, and I kind of wish I hadn't, folks, because here are the freebies that awaited. Tampons and sanitary pads. To be crystal clear, folks, I was indeed in the men's washroom. Incredibly, in federally regulated workplaces in Canada, and that would include airports, menstrual hygiene products must be provided. It doesn't matter if the washroom is the men's room, the ladies' room, or the gender-neutral room. This mandate went into effect on December 15th, 2023. Yep, yet again, more transanity, and this time at taxpayer expense, no less. Keep this sort of outrageous spending in mind, by the way, when you wonder why it is that our Dominion is now saddled with a $62 billion deficit. Then again, if men are pretending to be women, I guess part of the psychosis means that they must also pretend to experience menstrual cycles as well. Oh, sure, Betty, who used to go by the name Bob, is sporting a beard and a boner, but never mind, he's a she, and the he-she has female needs every month, you see. And if you say otherwise, then you are obviously a bigot, a hater, and a transphobe. Incidentally, folks, whatever happened to that oft-repeated chestnut during the COVID days? You know, follow the science? Because it looks like weird science has now eradicated biology 101. And so it is we have to go along with accommodating mental illness as opposed to getting psychiatric help for transgenders. This includes perpetuating the gross farce that men can have periods. Remember that kook Jonathan Yaniv, or whatever he calls himself these days, posted on social media how he wanted to go swimming, but that he couldn't because, boo-hoo, it was that time of the month? Yikes. How did society devolve in such a disturbing fashion? So much so that the ideological mantra today is that if it's trans, it's good, and if it's good, it's trans. Still, given that this story is not new, why do I bring it up? Well, really, for three reasons. Firstly, all of my female friends tell me that it was ever thus that they had to purchase their own menstrual products. These are real women who do or did actually experience that time of the month, as in for real, not as some sort of bizarre cosplay act. So what gives? Are so-called trans women so disproportionately economically disadvantaged that they need handouts? Then again, we do pay for their cosmetic surgery procedures after all, whereas non-trans people, they have to pay for their own boob jobs and facelifts. Tough. Oh, I do not exaggerate. Check out this decision rendered yesterday by the Ontario Court of Appeal. The court ruled that the province must cover the cost of a penile-sparing vaginoplasty for a transgender who is only identified by the initials KS. KS, quote, does not identify as exclusively female or male and wishes to have both genitalia, end quote. That's right. This dude wants both a penis and a vagina. I mean, come on, pick a lane already. It's like the crying game on steroids, isn't it? And Ontario's top court agrees. That's the really scary part of transanity, wouldn't you say? The role of powerful enablers like the courts. And so it is that KS, shouldn't it be KY? Anyway, so it is that this circus sideshow attraction will undergo a surgical procedure at a Texas clinic that would make Dr. Frankenstein blush. The surgeon will construct a vagina while sparing his penis. It is a procedure that is not available anywhere else in Canada. Wow, you mean to say there's not a lineup of people clamoring to get both sets of genitalia? Well, knock me down with a feather. By the way, it should be noted that KS uses female pronouns, but does not identify as either fully female or fully male. Oh, nothing weird about that, eh? You know, it reminds me of that classic piece of TV a few years ago when former Liberal Party of Canada President Stephen Ledrew was interviewed by Tucker Carlson.
What's Two-Spirit?
Well, Two-Spirit sounds like there's someone they don't know whether they're, fish or fowl. They don't know whether they're frick or frack. So they're clearly confused. And, again, if you're confused, what better place to go than to be at school?
Oh, poor Ledrew. That quip got him fired from Bell Media. You see, you're not allowed to call confused people in Canada these days. And talk about perverse irony. Ledrew was on Tucker's show to argue that Canada is a bastion of free speech. But whether it's taxpayer-funded surgery for the confused or providing free sanitary products for men pretending to be women, is this perhaps more proof in the pudding that transgenders are a protected class, worthy not of equal rights, but rather of special rights? And who cares if they are destroying female safe spaces, ranging from shelters and sports to prisons? It's all about unreasonable accommodation, you see. My second point, does anyone truly believe that transanity in our Dominion will get any better should the Mark Carney Liberals be elected on April 28th? Last week, the United Kingdom Supreme Court ruled that trans women are not legally women. In the US, similar policy measures have been adopted via presidential executive orders. In so many parts of the world, the pendulum vis-a-vis transanity is swinging back to normalcy. As for Carney, we know he's hopelessly woke and is adamant on pursuing a globalist agenda, and we all know what that means. Finally, I go back to the person that Toronto's Island Airport is named after, Billy Bishop. According to the Canadian Encyclopedia, Bishop was born in 1894 in Owen Sound, Ontario. He would go on to become Canada's top flying ace of the First World War, being officially credited with 72 victories. 72! Later in life, during the Second World War, Bishop played an important role in recruiting for the Royal Canadian Air Force and in promoting the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. This patriot would pass away in 1956. You know, I wonder if the kids at school even learn about Billy Bishop anymore. I mean, there's only so much time devoted to teaching real, actual history these days. And woke school boards prioritize leftist ideology bordering on Marxism. Oh, sure, little Johnny and little Janie can't spell cat, even if you were to spot them the C and the T, but they are well aware of all the genders that comprise the LGBTTTIQQAAPPLCBCOCIBCBMOLCBO community. And they can tell you all about International Transgender Day of Visibility and Trans Awareness Month and Trans Parent Month and International Day Against Transphobia. Put another way, who's got time to dwell on something so trite as Remembrance Day Classic these days, when the emphasis, well, at least in the eyes of the educrats, should be on Transgender Day of Remembrance, whatever the hell that is. Do you get the feeling that Billy Bishop is doing loop-the-loops in his grave right now? At least the good news is that Billy Bishop's name still graces Toronto's Little Island Airport. After all, Billy Bishop was a flying ace. He went to war. He shot guns. He put his life on the line protecting our rights and freedoms. And he didn't pretend to have non-existent menstrual cycles. And you know, surely for the rank and file who comprise team cancel culture, that's a whole lot of toxic masculinity that must be shot down in the years ahead.